But it isn't looking very promising, if I have to be brutally honest. Because I feel like I was getting some promising attempts, but I just wasn't anywhere remotely close to just trying to finish anything off recently. Anyway. Hi Vanna, RJ cheering for you from bed. Tell RJ I said thank you. Hope you're doing well though. I think it's just you here today, or at least so far. But like all my streams, it is spontaneous, so I'm not always expecting anyone to be here. I've also not had that much sleep, so I don't know how that will really affect things going forward, but we'll see. I am just trying to... There we go. 31st already. It's the 31st for you, yeah. I can't remember when I made my run, actually. My 366. I'd have to double check. Actually, do I have the service pack card in this computer? I do. Hold on. Let's see. I can double check my PB on here. Actually, no, I don't know if it'll even have the time, would it? It'd be handy. I can't see it on here. Where's that gone? Uh... 1920. 31st of October at 7. 7 in the evening is when it says. 1912 to be more specific. So I guess at 8 o'clock for you, Vanna. I think you're an hour ahead. That would be when my run was set 4 years ago. I don't think I'm beating it, to be perfectly honest, but I don't really have much high hope in that happening. I needed to have played this for a very long time. I think I did come back to it in August, but then I just couldn't play it as much as I wanted to make progress on, and then September rolled around where I wasn't even in the country for a week. So I wasn't able to play it. And then I basically had a bunch of other stuff to do for 2 weeks. And so I think really October's the only month I had to try and attack it. And it just, that isn't enough time to try and put this forward. But I'm willing to be proven wrong. It's just that I think, honestly, that you get a certain feeling for when you're able to do something. And like for the last several sessions that I've done on this track, it just doesn't really feel like anything has felt good enough to achieve that, which is fine. Because you can't have it all the time. But what is exciting is that Lewis is playing this again. And is giving the triple mini turbo a go. But can't seem to soft drift accurately enough to get the drift. It's quite ironic that he can soft drift the rest of the track really well. Including some of these turns here much better than I ever could. He's struggling to get the triple, but he has been able to pull some pretty solid runs, including, I think he's nearing a 118.5. I imagine he's going to post me a screenshot at some point and show me that's what he's got. Had a weakest link obsession recently, Andy. Help me. What, the game show? God, I don't know. I have not seen that in ages. There we go. Ah. Okay, that's good. Okay. Sweden was 11 years late when they did their version. Wait, how old is the show in general? It used to be on when I was a kid. Started a few weeks after you were born. August 2000. Wow. So yeah, there must have been... I don't know what I was going to say to that. My mind just went blank. I mean, that's nearly a quarter century, isn't it? Speaking of quarter century... It's going to be Bradley's birthday on Friday. Who's bought him a present? I haven't. I imagine that's where Jacob's gone off to. Ooh, that was weird. Okay. That's late. Slightly late. This is good enough. No, it isn't, apparently. I wasn't able to get a mini turbo. Somebody I know IRL was in one of the Swedish episodes. That's really cool. I know a couple of people have been in TV shows now. I guess because I'm a musician. There are some people that are working musicians that I know that have been like musicians on TV, which is kind of cool. But one of the things I guess was interesting is they had, when I went to Berlin, where we were residing for the week wasn't too far away from Studio Berlin, which I didn't even know was there until I went for a little walk around the neighborhood. But while they were there, they were doing like auditions for the Voice Germany. Oh my god. For a first lap of the day, that's pretty good. Okay, I'm a bit too far to the left there, so it's going to lose me some time. But this can... Never mind. I was going to say this can still be a 0.0. Trying to talk about that drift while going into it, though, is very difficult. I don't like beginnings like this, but if I time my shroom right, which I did not there, I can catch up quite a lot. I am holding onto the controller a little bit too tightly though. Oh, that was weird. Why did I do that like that? Jesus Christ, okay. Oh, there's an ad break. Huzzah for ads. Oh, what was that? That's ridiculous. I'm pretty sure I hit the dirt, but it just felt like I let go of the accelerate somehow. Just the way that it just kind of like cut. I did have a really like harsh angle going into that though. I think it's going to be the ending specifically that is going to be blocking me a lot today. I think if I was to PB, what I need is preferably a very strong lap 1 with a decent 0.0 that follows that's ahead of this ghost. And then for as long as I get a clean enough triple lap 3 and hold together a run well enough past the shroom in the ending, which a lot of the time, if I'm contending the ghost that well, everything just dies there, basically. But for as long as that happens, then I'm golden. But I think the current time that is on Chadsoft, the 374, was ahead of PB up until the very last turn. And I just drifted it way too safe. And just lost the time against PB. That's the closest I've been since. I haven't got any. The next closest would be the 388 that I drove on service pack. I think back in August now, actually. It might have been beginning of September. Yeah, so as long as I just get an ending like that on lap 3, we should be fine. This is a bit slower than ideal, but It's not impossible to use unless I decide to slam into that pipe. Okay, that was weird. I feel like I should have got any of those mini turbos. Again, that is fine. Well, it wasn't fine when I drove into the dirt. What? That was because my finger didn't let go of the B button. Cool. Boink. Alright. Hide. Ow. Oh dear. There's only one Swedish episode I can find on YouTube, and it's not the one they appeared in. Damn. Do you not have a like a streaming service? A free streaming service that things might have been uploaded to? Is that like a UK exclusive thing? I should not have let go of the angle there, but I did. Because although I hit the pipe, I could actually have made it around that turn still. I drifted that way too early. Even though this is dead, that it's like just making questionable decisions half the time. That's terrible. Hi Ren, MC4. Unfortunately this isn't MC4. But it's ironic that you said that, because I'm pretty sure I watched a video of the old BKT there. I say old BKT, I think it was the actual BKT that's still there now. Because MC4 got removed for CTGP for some reason, so... I don't know why though, like MC4 is... It's really... It's like a much harder version of this. But it looks really satisfying to play all the same. How are you doing though, Ren? I hope all is well. Okay. I have not voted on the peaks removal. Is that deadline coming up soon? I mean, I have a feeling it's not going to be removed. So I don't really think it's going to make much difference. It's a really weird situation though. It just goes to show how, like, different of a position CTGP is in, because I just remember the time where Mr. Bean would specifically sit down and just argue with people that he was not removing his track from his custom track distribution. And although it's kind of like, should it be a special track instead, it's just like, why? Why? It's like a completely pointless prospect. Yes, it does. Honestly, it feels like Mr. Bean doesn't even have control over his own track distribution anymore. Like, he's not the one that controls what tracks go in. And to be perfectly honest, you know, it is kind of difficult to kind of, like, review those sorts of things and contribute to that yourself to try and keep a community happy. So, obviously, a system is kind of formed where a custom track council, so to speak, do that instead. But it's just like, I don't know, something. It's just like the last. If you go back on my YouTube channel, and you can see for like the last like 11 videos where I tested custom tracks, and would write my reviews of them in the comments section, you can see like my gradual like disdain towards that just overall future just coming through. And it's no different now. I mean, I think it just very much ensured it, really. He has started to see that the pack is dying, but all good things die eventually. I'm guessing that's why he's not really working on too much at the moment. But there are just so much other things that he could have implemented that might have made it stay on for longer. Like, look at everything that Retro Rewind has taken on and done. I think specifically because that now has online TT built in natively. If he just took the time to maybe implement that into CTGP, then perhaps it would bring back a bit more interest in the game. I don't know why he delayed it, whether or not it just seemed to appeal to a small group of elite few in his mind, or if it's because the general premise of it was first formulated and kind of brought to popularity by a streamer we do not talk about anymore, but I can't really say for certain. But also just small optimizations to things like the database as well. For example, I can't even scroll through the Mario Kart, the MC3 leaderboard anymore without the channel just straight up crashing on me. Sometimes it doesn't even finish uploading ghosts and it just crashes. And it's the same, and it's not just me that has that problem. It just seems like everyone has it in some capacity, but it's just such a like commonly accepted thing now that people are just like, oh yeah, my channel does that too. And it just doesn't seem like it's really something major that's going to be repaired. But also maybe something like Retro Rewind does things that like visual enhancements that have been able to be made for such a long time, like removing the blur. Like, I figured this out for myself when I recorded Jacob's MC3, that you can just patch the main.dol to remove the blur. And so literally I can just open this game up with Revolution from the disk, and I just don't have the blur on anymore because I can remove it from the code. I can put a code in the GCT code that removes the blur as well, but I can also just patch the main.dol. But because you don't have that freedom with CTGP, like, it has its own sort of main.dol, I guess, like within its system somewhere. The only one that can really kind of patch that is Bean, and it's a minor thing, but I feel like it creates such a significant difference that nobody really knows what it's like unless they play something like Retro Rewind. They're just not going to really know. It's why a lot of people watch my comparison videos and replay recordings. You know, they're like, wow, your Dolphin settings are shit. And I'm like, this isn't Dolphin, this is console. And I'm like, wait, that's console? That's way too good to be console. And I'm like, well, yeah, this stuff's possible. Yeah, I don't know. It's just such a weird thing. It just feels like it's such a big pack that has to please a lot of people. And I think in this instance, it has whittled down to the people that play, I guess, competitively on CTs, because all the CTs is sort of molded into being the same kind of way, which is just a bunch of shortcuts that only the Bowser bike and Mock bike can take, certain turns that kind of loop in a certain way that encourage soft drifting, and certain like mini turbo releases, all that kind of stuff, certain tricks. Like, that's one of the things I pointed out in my video, is that just a lot of the tracks start to feel very similar to play. And that's why, again, the Peaks removal doesn't make much sense, because it's one of the only OG ones that are left. I mean, in comparison to the other Bean tracks obviously still being there, basically just a plethora of right angles. But, like, that's still fun. It's still a lot of fun. The code is public anyway. I don't know why it never was a setting. I don't know either. I really don't. It should have been implemented into CG. It had the chance to, and should have been implemented into C2GP before anything else was. Or before it had, well, before it got into anything else. I personally don't like when mod creators act like they should decide everything on public mods. Private mod that only they play or select a few things, perfectly fine. Public mod, you should stick to the community's best interest. Yeah, and I think that's what's kind of happening here with regards to the track voting and stuff. But I think because there's just over the last few years, such a divide has started to happen in CTGP for multiple reasons that sometimes you can't even have control over. It's just things that happen. But I think because there's such a divide, it's left behind the people that are kind of voting for tracks and choosing what's in are just choosing a very specific set of things, and that's why it's just gradually pushing a more general kind of audience away. Like people who just play casually and just want to mess around on tracks that aren't in the vanilla game. It also doesn't help that there are some people, specifically I think in online communities, that are just very toxic as well. And like really harsh on casual gameplay. CGGPR being basically guarding Peaks doesn't even want to update it. CGGP7, Pablo himself even said his mod, he gets to decide what gets in. Narcissism on this level isn't really good. Yeah. I mean, I feel like doing that with regards to Peaks. I will be honest, the way that he sometimes defends it sounds like he's sucking his own dick, basically. I mean, it is his track, and if it's taken him a long time to figure out and it has some history, then sure, you know, it's his right to do so, but it doesn't mean that, you know, that won't have consequences. Like, in a way, I do feel like I don't actually like Peaks that much purely based on that. I mean, it's more so just other people kind of coming in and kind of mindlessly defending it sometimes. Like, if you like the track, sure, but it's just like, I don't know. But now it does kind of feel like, what if the Peaks removal is damage control to that? I don't really know. Like, I kind of agree with it, but if it's something that is coming to light now, it should have happened ages ago. To show Bean's openness to really kind of how things should go. I don't know. I just don't really care, to be honest. Like, because at the same time, I genuinely don't want the track to go. Like, I think, again, it's the only thing that's really one of the only things that really remain of the OG C2GP, which has just kind of gradually become lost to time as the pack has gotten older, especially in its current state. Like, I don't really like the outlook of the track, but that's not based on the track itself. Conceptually, it's fine. Although it's not really challenging to just drive in a straight line most of the time. So I don't really get the learn the track and be better kind of mentality. He's 33. To be fair, he's actually younger than I thought. I thought he was older than that. It's still ridiculous, though. but it's fine. What can you do at the end of the day? At this point, it's not really much. It's not going to change anything. Well, I'm arguing about it to a chat that's mainly in support of me. And I think a further community is just going to be in the same mindset. But I think the simple way, the thing to remember here is that better things are coming, really. And to be perfectly honest, I think things like Retro Rewind have just taken the torch and they're rolling with it now. I still haven't played the mod. I still haven't played it yet. I mean, I haven't really seen the need to because I kind of want to work on this. But honestly, if Retro Rewind gets time trial support and it's like stated, yeah, you can set world records or something on Retro Rewind, that's a distribution that is allowed, then I'll just be like, cool, I'll move over to that then and use that on that time trial function instead. I think the downside to that though is that the carts have been buffed, so you might need like a separation from that if you wanted to use like Retro Rewind stats for, or just vanilla. But I also don't see that being an accepted way of time trialing the game. I feel like people are going to be against that. That ending was ridiculous for what it was worth, and I just killed all of that time that I had against the ghost on the alignment. Ah! Fact is, Mario Kart Wii, even as a kid playing Mario Kart Wii, made me have an attitude. Yeah, no, it did the same to me as well. I try and be a bit more reserved and like accepting now, and I think a combination of just growing up and like having a maturity, genuinely having a fucking maturity, but also kind of like I think my place as a musician as well, where I developed the mentality of anyone can play music and anyone has like a unique definition of what music is and what playing music is. It just kind of puts that into perspective that, well, why can't the same thing be applied to this game, you know? Anyone can play the game how they see fit. That's why I've kind of stuck to time trialing, because to be perfectly honest, at the higher level, the time trialers are relatively respectable of each other. You do get the odd two here and there, but I think it's just like a sort of shared understanding of people who take the time to kind of grind and time trial. They know what it's like to put their mind to something, to drive and get better on a track, and just to kind of overcome limits and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of people just respect. Which I guess, again, is why online TT was actually quite sought for by a select group. And why, I guess, again, Retro Rewind is taking the torch in that regard. I mean, I'll be honest, I don't actually like online TT. I tried it, I thought I would like it. But because I'm such an inconsistent piece of shit when it comes to playing and time trialing this, it just wasn't really enjoyable. Like, I just made one mistake and I was getting last a lot of the time. Actually, one of my worst races that kept happening in online TT was this track, out of all things. Probably because I'm too used to pressing this button. Anyway. What else is being said? I hope the CTGP Classic servers come out soon. That would be fun. I really do not like Retro Rewind, in my opinion. Is that so? Why is that? What's up with it specifically that you don't like? But considering I had that, it makes sense why the community is that way. Cough cough, Mario Kart Wii Lounge. I mean, Lounge is ego fuel. It's easy ego fuel. Very easy. Like, I think in comparison to something like time trialing, where I feel like I guess you do have to put in more rewards. You have to put in more effort to get a reward, and there's a lot more that is just decidable by the game's mechanics and just the way that you play. Specifically on this track, there's really nothing much out of the question other than my shit driving that kind of prevents a run or not. Like, say for instance, I probably drifted slightly too late there, so I got a slightly tighter turn and hit that pipe. That was on me. Maybe it was on the controller having a slightly weird input, but I would never know for certain, and unless there was someone in the room that was able to tell me that, then, you know, who was able to actually know that in some way or tell me that, then it just, you know, it just, but it's not really something that's worth arguing about, and I know that. I've just restarted and done it again, and I feel like in the competitive online scene, things like that get dwelled on so easily for no reason whatsoever. But also, again, like I said, it's an easier form of ego boost. Like, the better you are, yes, the better you will do, but it's something that you can put more time into, and there's more opportunities to kind of reward an ego, and then also less opportunity to really take blame, if anything at all. Like, you can blame something on, like, your teammates, or just a certain thing that happened in the game, certain items, maybe internet lag, delay, or whatever, and it's just like, I don't know, some things that I've seen just get taken way too seriously with that sort of thing. And it's not just Mario Kart Wii's community as well, it's every Mario Kart that is available to play online and have an online community, and that competitive sense is the same. Yeah. Mainly tracks, moderation. I mean, I guess in some ways you have to kind of like play, like, I think the one thing that's kind of putting me off Retro Rewind is that the tracks follow a specific design. Say, for instance, the kind of like modernized version of Wario Stadium, which I don't personally like, is in there. I kind of like the more sort of roughly made custom track. Anyway, I was going to say something else, but it's gone now. Yeah. It's also the same with C2GP, though. I think that's the bit that frustrates me specifically. Is that newer versions of custom tracks, like retro stuff, can just get pulled into the pack without you necessarily wanting it to be. Like, I feel like you should have the ability to pick a version of the track that you want to play. Say, for instance, like if Baby Park gets updated, for example, you know, the Mario Kart 8 version that has the grass cuts across a turn, that is vastly different to the current version that is in C2GP. And yes, I will be slightly more defensive of that version, because I currently have 4th worldwide on the track. I did have 2nd at one point. And I feel like that defense is somewhat validated by the sheer amount of time I put into getting that. But you do have the option to play between two different tracks that I feel like needs to be kind of given to players more often. More in the time trial sense. So like there should be like an extra thing where you can switch between what version of the track you want to play. Otherwise you have to kind of rely on pulling it back into the pack using a My Stuff, and especially on a track like Baby Park where you have a 7-lap count. I think that has to be patched into the game. Otherwise, if you pull it in as like a My Stuff, it's only limited to 3 laps. I love hearing Andy's responses and missing details. I thought you missed them. I mean, I don't know if I'm even time trialing this at the moment. I am just randomly out of every now and then just finishing a lap 1 that's semi-decent while venting about the state of custom tracks. But I think the thing is at the moment is that I know it's just not a unique opinion. I know that, like, for a while I had kind of been just losing interest in C2GP anyways. Like, I think after the Ghost database update came out, was the last one I was, like, overly interested in. It was just a gradual, like, downhill descent from there. And at first people are just like, why are you so grumpy with this? Why don't you like the changes that's happened? But now I feel like just everyone's kind of in agreement there. I don't know. I mean, I say all this like it's actually going to change something. Because it isn't. Like, I wake up tomorrow and Beans just decided to revert C2GP back to a version from 8 years ago. And just decided to halt all track votes. Like, sure, that might be more interesting. I have more of my favourite tracks back. But then it goes back to what I was saying earlier. It's going to piss off a lot of newer players that really enjoy the newer tracks. Really enjoy having those driving advantages. Hi, Will. How are you doing? You've come in at a time where I'm venting. Well, kind of venting, kind of just like rambling with disdain. How are you doing? How is life? How is work? And you get to watch me play this track. Been here for a bit, so I know venting about the current state of custom tracks, yeah. Or costume tracks. Ah, here we go. Okay. I mean, now that I've read that, I'm surprised you didn't make that joke earlier, considering you mentioned it. We loop back around to the weakest link. There we go. Ow. I'm a DM bean. You just wake up and you find yourself blocked on Discord. I think Bean removed me on Discord when my account got hacked. No, I tried to message him for a while. Oh, he's already... There you go, never mind. I made the joke and then it was just actually reality. In a way that kind of makes it more ironic. Currently split screen where I have your stream on one screen and destroying bridge in Roblox on another screen. Ha! So, what would be more interesting in that sense? I assume by that you mean that you're playing Roblox. I can't say I really got into Roblox that much. My friend encouraged me to play it when I was in secondary school, but it felt like a shitter version of Minecraft. Where's Anne when you need her? Wait, who's Anne? What's going on now? Oh, you mean from the fucking... what's it called? Host of Weakest Link. It took me a while. Was her name Anne? I feel like it was. I mean, if it's referenced enough, Anne will become the new Peter, right? Some woman called Anne managed to host a... what would it be called? A competition show for over 12,000 hours. It's not a fucking world record, but we still think it's pretty impressive. Anyway, we think she should check out Spotify Premium. Instead of just skipping 6-week songs an hour, Spotify gives you unlimited skip, so you can skip past as much Weakest Link songs as you like. Learn more about Premium when you tap the banner. Go on, do it for Anne. I wish I got an audio recording of that when I had the chance. All I needed to do was mute my microphone and just when it came on. Or even have it like playing in the background on Spotify when I went off on like BRB or something and just have the song play and then it potentially plays the ad and someone could clip it on stream. And then I'd have the ad. I had the Peter ad. The funny thing is as well is that I love how like without his prior knowledge, Peter got integrated into this community. Well, prior knowledge, I say, as if he even had knowledge of it in the first place. But it's like, he got integrated into this, and then I actually found out that Peter had an Instagram. Where he posted photography that he's done, and so I actually was very impressed. He takes some incredible photos, and so I followed him. And then I just said that, and then the other Sean was like, "Okay, this Peter stuff's gone way too far," and it just amused the hell out of me to think that, you know, we said all of this stuff, including him like being a part of the Team 863 family or whatever, and it's just like. That's not referencing something specific, by the way. That's just something that came off the top of my head just now. But it was just that. Just me being like, oh yeah, he's a cool photographer. I've seen some of his photos. I followed him on Instagram. That warranted a response being like, okay, this has gone way too far. Like, I have his me somewhere still. A piece of me that Souplane made. Actually, no, I think you made it, Will. I think you made it and then Souplane kind of reincarnated it on the Wii side of things. Oh yeah, I swear like Souplane and Offie had just like a just a spontaneous like crush on Peter as well when we discovered him. Yeah, there you go. Oh, you actually changed it. Hold on. Some woman called Anne managed to host a game show with over 12,000 hours of show. Really? It's a world record. We looked it up. Well, we think she'd like Spotify Premium. Instead of just 6 hours of game show, Premium gives you unlimited skip so you can jump between tracks as much as you like. Learn more about Premium when you tap the banner. Go on, do it for Anne. Wait, what about me? I think you made a Peter Me character like on your Switch or something. And then Souplade recreated it on the Wii. I think I have it still, actually. Hold on. Reddit OOC, find the way, she says. Go on, do it for Peter. Sounds oddly for some reason. Do I still have it? I've just got so many me's. I'm pretty sure it's here. I don't have it here anymore. Did I not? Did I miss it? Is it here somewhere? I swear I had it. I thought I had it. Twitch broke. Okay. Twitch! Unbreak immediately. Did I miss something? Spotify, do you have a claim? Do you have a source on your claim? No, they just put that in the advert. And I'm pretty sure people at my stream at the time said that Peter didn't actually have the world record. He was just... it was some other guy. I mean, the Reddit post, I assume that's on... Oh. What's this? That's a weird mixture. I would have honestly expected PewDiePie to have more viewers than that. Is that all he's got? Or is that just because he started out? I like how I'm the shit one. Is there anything else to this? Hold on, why is that? I like how the page was just so zoomed in. Also, Will, answer some of your whispers. It's giving me anxiety. It's not actually, but like... just answer it. Unlimited stream. Oh, let's see, what's the Reddit post say? Ooh, I haven't met... okay, I need to check that at some point. Oh, I think this actually might be the place that I got the copy pasta from. Of the message. Yeah. Some guy called Peter managed to jump his computer 12,000 times an hour. Really, it's a world record. We looked at, well, didn't think he'd like Spotify Premium. Instead of just 6 skips an hour, Spotify Premium gives you unlimited skips so you jump between tracks as much as you like. Learn more about Premium when you tap the banner. Go and do it for Peter. Yeah. Cool. Oh, I see what you mean now. I don't personally relate to that, but there we go. I guess that's the way someone thinks of that. Okay, let's bring this back. No, just me, never mind. I mean, hey. Some people can't help what they're into. But we're not ones to judge here, right? Right? Okay, let's get back to this. Trace's podcast and PewDiePie are just streams hosted by third-party company playing every videos. Oh, so it's not actually them. It's like rewinds of those things. That's interesting. And I also didn't think that was allowed anymore. That's bizarre. Okay. It's weird, yeah. It's especially weird considering the fact that they did remove reruns. So if you remember, like for 3 or 4 years in a row, I actually used to rerun the session that I got the Dolphin Shawls 2-minute sub. Because I think honestly, outside of this, that is probably the next greatest achievement that I've ever had in Mario Kart time trialing. It's relatively solid. Hold on, let me just turn that to that. Actually, why don't I just do this? Hold on, sorry, I'm just changing the stream that I'm watching on here. If I remember correctly, waiting watch streams are generally not allowed by other channels without permission due to copyright. I see. So I guess... Who the hell is this? Oh, that's the wrong stream. Loaded. There we go. Oh, that's loud. Okay. Twitch, I want to watch NFL on Thursday nights. Why are you saying no? That's the only thing I saw. Why are you saying no? Why do I have to move to the States? Well, that's actually kind of weird. Why should it restrict it like that? Sea Dogger... that's Sea Dog VA. Twitch exclusive streamer did a rerun of his cap trip days when it was night and it was allowed. Camp trip. I'm out. Take it easy then, Ren. Thank you for stopping by. Hope you have a good rest of your day. I assume you're going to sleep. Why is that not working on here? Right, give me a sec. I'm just not time trialing anymore. Also, about the whispers. Fuck those people. What were you gonna say? Hi, Adventure Will. You cannot contact this person without removing privacy settings or whatever that just said. Due to their privacy set. What? Wait, so people could just message you out of the blue, but then they're just like, hey, here's a whisper. By the way, you cannot message me. And the last message I got on Whispers was Ben, who just said hi, and I just didn't reply to it. Like, I don't usually reply to someone that just says hi, that I don't talk to on a regular basis, unless they say something else first. But I'm also just really bad at seeing Twitch Whispers in general, because, like, they don't pop up on anything that I have. Like, if I have a message on Discord, for example, that shows up on my phone as a notification. DMs show up there. And then messages, like, on anything else. Like, Instagram shows up on my phone, only my phone. It's only my phone for Discord and Instagram, but then... Oh, and I guess Snapchat as well. WhatsApp's on both Instagram and my tablet and my computer. I guess the worst one's technically Steam. Because that's just on PC. Yeah. Yep, also, you have my full attention. Me and my friend have left VC and Roblox. Cool! So, MC3, Will. MC3. Next meetup. You're having your hands taped to the controller. I was thinking about this actually, like, earlier today, maybe like yesterday as well, for a bit as well. I'm just wondering, mate, is it possible to make how? I feel like it isn't. I mean, I'm just sort of wishful thinking, but I do wonder if it's possible to have another meetup before Christmas. It might be nice to actually get something that Offie could get involved in. But Offie seems to have kind of gone a bit silent again recently. I got a message from her earlier today. But that was about it. I've noticed that she hasn't... because I think she was still subscribed to my Twitch up until last month. I noticed that's gone now. So I have no subs again. Which is fine. It's within anybody's choice, and I never expect anyone to subscribe, so I'm more grateful. But it just kind of indicates to me that, I don't know, maybe something's going on the other end. Who knows? I don't know. I haven't spoken to her properly for a while. But it would be nice again to, like, have her involved in a meetup. I do feel kind of guilty that, you know, she's still in the group chat, and then there's just all of that spam and stuff related to when we were meeting up, and it always feels awkward when there's someone in there that just isn't there, that isn't going to be a part of this, but they are just in the group, and it just feels really kind of shit to that one person, you know what I mean? I do also feel bad about you, Will, if I have to be honest. I don't know if you want to talk about what happened with regards to what on stream and whatnot, but it's like, I do feel like it was just terribly timed for you and work. So it would be nice to, if we did do something again, to just time it a little bit better for your sake. I am going to, hopefully... what's it called? Kind of water down on my editing in the next couple of months. I say water down on the stuff I have for Emma, which would be good because I can focus on my own stuff. Like the USA vlog has just been on the backlog for the past 4 or 5 months and just not touched. Anyway, what else was being said here? Sorry, I missed a ton of stuff. Then we have streamers streaming Prime videos on there, so non-US viewers can see the NFL too. Yeah, I mean, you could probably also just join a Discord server where someone's just streaming that and for multiple people to watch. No, gosh, no, it depends. Missed Prime video chat in chat. Work, really my fault, to be quite frank. I mean, you're honest about it, I guess. Also, hi, Bradley. Love you too. I was just mentioning the prospect of another meetup happening, but I feel like you're already kind of doing one of those right now, or to be soon. Yeah, I was wondering if it's possible to have one. I just feel like it's just not, because I think majority of everybody in the group work in retail, and I suggested it happening before Christmas, which just feels like a minefield of dates to fucking navigate as it is. So I might have to wait till afterwards in January or something, but I don't know. It's just something that I just kind of spur of the moment, literally right now, just suggested. Yeah, no fucking shot. We can all come and visit you at your job, Bradley. I very nearly revealed what you do on a stream. I don't know if that would have been smart or not. Fortunately, I didn't. It's public, don't worry. Okay. It was my 1 year at being at co-op 12 minutes ago. God. And I'm sure you're very happy with your place in work. No, fuck retail. I mean, that's literally... I feel like that's everybody's mentality that works in retail. I'm happy now I have a better manager. Oh, I didn't know that happened. I'm guessing they're a lot more chill and they allow you to have more control over the shifts that you do. Because I feel like, to be honest, the shifts, some of the shifts that you had really, like, fucked with your schedule. I'm very lucky that, I guess, for my job, I work for my friend, but I have found out the hard way, actually, that transitioning into, like, a working relationship from a friendship can be quite messy. And so, the last month as well had been kind of strenuous on that. I feel like my trip to Berlin sort of recovered that a little bit, because, you know, we were able to kind of chill out and spend time together again, but... well happier, that's good. Glad that that is the case. Because it was not having a good effect on you, I can remember that. Ow. Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm in like an overly happy position right now, because I have been like pushed to my limits when it comes to editing this year. I mean, I've been pushing myself there. It's really like, everyone's just been telling me to take it at my own pace, but I kind of basically approached video editing like MC3 and just kind of obsessively done it until the point where it hurts, basically, or very nearly that. But it's like, okay, it's not that much of an exaggeration. I've literally, like, I think for the past 4 months I've just done something related to editing for Emma. Apart from at the weekends or when we've been in Berlin. And it's fine, again, like I said, it's mostly my choice, but it's just... the workload is a ridiculous amount for me to handle. Even when I'm just dedicating as much time as I am, and like, in some regards at most I'm getting like, if I'm lucky, 4 hours of sleep. And that is in between when I'm setting stuff on my laptop to kind of process in the background. So it processes and then it kind of just finishes at that time, and I wake up and rinse and repeat. It's like, again, it's not what I had to do, it's just stuff that I've done to try and like work as efficiently as I see fit, basically. But then I'd also prefer that over any other job, really. Like, I would rather not work in like a shop or anything. Or really even as a session musician at this point. Like, I'm fine doing this. To be awfully frank, I've been awful in terms of shift swap. I was planning to go on a rail tour a month ago in Birmingham, but I genuinely forgot to shift swap until the last second. Damn. That must have been stressful. That sounds... I mean, that's stressful me just reading that. Lead up to Christmas is gonna suck donkey dick, but I'm alright right now. That's good, yeah. The calm before the storm. But the minute those Halloween decorations come down, it's going to be Christmas bullshit. I'm already starting to get Christmas talk. It's just, the thing is as well though, is that I don't know how it's been for you timing-wise, Bradley, but it feels like there's the transition between summer and... now just going into kind of autumn, but people are already talking about Christmas, just feels like it's been too short. I mean, I guess it doesn't help that I was literally in another country. I guess over a month ago now, where it was all sunny and it felt like I was on holiday, and then suddenly it's just like, all right, Christmas. Oh yeah, happy Halloween, everybody. Who's gonna do trick or treat in this year? I'm pretty sure I say to just a bunch of adults just in my chat. I don't do Halloween, Merry Christmas. Careful, Will, you can't talk about Christmas too early here. It's against the rules. I don't care. Well, you're going to have to suffer the consequences. What rules? The rules. Shit! Bollocks! Fuck! Why is it all the way over there again? Ah yes, last day of 24. How do you feel about being a quarter century tomorrow? I'll let you in on a little secret, Bradley. Feels like shit all changes. Life still sucks. I thought you would have that response. I have to wait until July next year to turn 25. I mean, I was going to say that's further away than me because I'm already that age. I'm going to be in the older half of the mid-20s this year. I'm only 23. Oh, well, do you know what? Have I told you my fact about being 23, Will? It's effectively what Bradley's saying there. Well, kind of, not really. I feel like I'm 44 rather than 24. I mean, to be perfectly honest, I'm getting, like, muscle ache and everything at this age. But I feel like that might be due to the fact that I'm just sat at the computer fucking editing all the time. Like, it's ridiculous. If I thought how much time I was wasting sitting down just playing this game all the time. Editing. It's just worse. It's fucking worse. Don't edit if you don't want to sit down. If you don't want to sit down, full stop. Bro, I already have bad knees. I mean, to be perfectly honest, well, I say perfectly honest as if it's like something I'm admitting that I think. Yeah, me and Robin genetically have pretty poor knee joints. I think pretty poor, like, ligaments in the knee. Because that was what my dad's knee was like, and that was what, like, I think his mum's knee was like, and it just kind of goes back, so yeah. Robin's had more problems with their knees than I've had because they do dance, but I've had problems with my knees when I'm running, but now that I'm not doing that much anymore, I rarely have them. What is a problem at the moment is my left ankle. Just every time I'm like, I get up from sitting down for a long period of time like this, or on the bus, or when I'm laying down as well, so when I get out of bed, it just feels like it's being pushed against itself, basically. So it just takes a while for the joint to kind of like it feels stiff, basically, and it feels like I can't really push it past like that 90-degree angle that you have in the foot when you're walking. And I'm wondering if that's arthritis. It doesn't feel like... it's only like temporary. After I walk around for a bit, it goes away. But I'm just like, It's only started happening like a few months ago. Like literally, I think, just a couple of weeks before I went to Berlin, it started happening. I do also cross my legs in a weird way, so perhaps it's that, but I don't know. Okay, so we're ever get into an argument, I'll break your kneecaps. I mean, technically, you've also you've also let me know that that's your weakness too. I've missed a lot here. Hold on. Can't wait until one of the Swedish radio stations starts playing Xmas all day. Yeah. I mean, it's a good thing that I don't usually listen to radio these days anymore. They will start with that on the first Sunday of Advent, most likely. I mean, that is a more appropriate timing for it. Literally, shops here would start putting Christmas decorations up, like, literally a day after Halloween's over. It's in the middle of fucking November. It's ridiculous. I have to wait until July. I've read that already. I'm only 23, and I have felt like I've missed out. I'm already feeling shit about my sister saying I'm half 50. Yeah. Yeah, that does feel kind of shit. But if it makes you feel any better, I am closer to it than you are. It's fine. It's a long way off. I feel like I'm 44 rather than 24. But it's more because I want to live in the early 2000s. To be fair, the early 2000s were great. I missed them. I wasn't depressed then. Already have bad knees. Editing is fun. It is fun. It is fun, but it's the same as this track, Will. Like, you know, this track is fun when you do it enough. Like, you play it within moderation, I guess. But then there's a point in time where it stops being fun and it just feels like a chore. It's starting to get that way for me now with the track specifically, but more so with editing, just because of the sheer amount that I've had to do. And at the same point in time, it just feels like I'm doing mostly the same thing again and again and again. It's just drums. And I do, in some circumstances, feel like I'm out of my depth with regards to editing drum content. Like, I've learnt a lot about drums from the process of doing it, to the point where I could actually feel like I could play somewhat competently. But the downside is obviously I don't have my own drum kit to actually play. The only place I've been able to play a kit is at Emma's before she moved, and when I was able to go anywhere with her. So basically, just Emma has just continued giving me the ability to play drums on the right situation. Should film something and let me edit it. Not me film something. I just send you my America vlog and be like, here, well, do this for me. I do have ideas for what I want to do for that, and I do feel like I've learned Premiere enough to kind of be creative with it for a bit and just do some stuff. It's just a case of actually sitting down. I think the thing that was initially planned was post commentary. So over like all of the photos and B-roll, I was going to do some post commentary talking about the trip. But for some aspects where, you know, I was sick while I was in America, Emma had a day out in San Francisco by herself. The plan was that she was going to provide some post commentary for that, but has in like the last couple of months decided that she's just not going to do anything like that. Which is fine, you know, it was always within her right to do that. And I mean, she's literally got other things to prioritize and take care of, but it does kind of feel like a bit of a fuck you because that was not what we agreed on, if that makes any sense. But yeah, aside from that though, it's just kind of being a motivation killer because it just means that there's now going to be a section of the vlog where it's just going to have a ton of B-roll that I don't know what to include or not, or keep or cut in a certain way. And it's just going to be there with no commentary because I don't want to commentate over it. I don't know what happened. The only thing I have to comment was that I tried not to throw up in a hotel all day and then ended up doing so, and it was the worst fucking shit of my life. Because, or one of the worst throw-ups in my life because I hadn't eaten anything. So I was just literally throwing up stomach acid. It really hurt. Really, really hurt. Ugh. I think for the America vlog, it's obvious you really want to edit it, so I would leave it to you. I said to myself a week or two ago, I need to get back into editing. I still need to edit my Finland video. Oh yeah! I did actually also vlog the Berlin stuff, and in combination I was going to like put it in with the Liverpool stuff as well, just because it kind of all happened within the same vicinity. But I didn't actually grab any of the B-roll of the trip itself. So I didn't get any like film or clips from the airport or traveling back home. I just literally, most of what I spoke about was when I was back in my room at Zoom. I was talking about the day and just kind of describing how it went firsthand. And then I have a bunch of photos when we went out in Berlin. And I think actually if I was to make a vlog of that, it would be a lot less interesting than the America vlog. Just because I have a less of a plan for it, to be honest, but it's also just like, it'll be relying on any B-roll that I got throughout the day of the work that we did, which is not very much, because we were just trying to record so much a lot of the time. And it's just me talking about what happened, but not actually kind of showing the process of what we were doing. I really do wish I kind of did a bit more, like, when we were walking in and out of rooms for the first reactions and stuff. Like, I've recorded some of the stuff in the room. But I did record some bass while I was there. I played a bass for a bit and recorded a bass line on a song. Yeah. The America vlog is around 2 hours long in total, I think, from what I got it to. And I just need to figure out what I'm doing for the post-commentary stuff. And it's not a one-day thing. It's going to take a couple of weeks, but I've just never had the time to sit down and do it among Emma's editing. And that's why at the moment I'm grinding the shit out of the editing that I've got in the backlog, because there are now new editors that are going to be taking care of shit from now on. But also, once it kind of goes past like the general processing phase and backlog, and it goes to them, and Emma is currently, I think, having a rest from recording anything, so I'm not really going to have anything to edit for a little while, so it should give me a bit of time. But yeah. Film back in Japan. In Japan? Jan? Why did I say Japan? And all it will be is me walking and traveling with Double Dash Sherbet Land music over it. Well, it has to be quite a short video, or is it going to be like 40 minutes and that's just going to be looped in the background? I said to myself a week or two ago that I need to get back to it. I think I read that bit already. 2 5 minutes. That's not that bad. You see, I think if I edited the Berlin vlog, it would be at like 10 minutes. And that would be including the... I just remembered as well, actually. I didn't actually record an ending to that. So I talk about my like last day in the hotel in Liverpool. And then I just didn't record an ending. I just didn't have an opportunity to do so. Because that was the day we left the hotel. Or the following day we left the hotel, but then we still stayed in Liverpool in like a shared Airbnb. And then came back the following Monday. Andy walking around Double Dash Sherbet Land like it's real life. I mean, I feel like that it could be based on somewhere. Like if I'm going off of I've only really seen the CGGP custom track. I brought it back round to CGGP. I've only seen that, and then the Mario Kart 8 version. Then the Mario Kart 8 version feels kind of nice. In fact, I did time trial it. I got a 156.863 with a Joy Me because I was obsessed with Inside Out at the time. I actually did enjoy it. I like playing that track. I think I played it because one of my Mario Kart friends at the time called Jack had played it, and I was just like, let me try and play his Ghost. And then I actually kind of enjoyed it, and so I carried on playing till like the 157 sub. And I happened to sub low. I got a 863. I could play it again. Okay, that's quite a bit far to the left. Is that alright? Just turn into some British streamer getting into... Oh, just tuned into some British streamer getting world record in some obscure game. Well, I don't think I got world record, and Mario Kart Wii isn't that obscure, so can't be me. Summoning Shop music plays. And then shit fuck did the unthinkable. What? Oh, you're quoting what that would be like in a Summoning Salt video. Game is 64 Holy Magic Century. I've never heard of it before. It's definitely obscure. Is that on the N64? Based on like the 64 bit at the beginning? Correct. Okay, well, it's not... I guess that the clues weren't too hard to decipher. Yes, Will? Okay. That shit. I don't know what that beginning was there. It felt so weird. I need more juice. I think I've actually got water still in my bag from earlier. Hold on. Yes, I wheeled across the room instead of just standing up and walking. I do. I have a full bottle, actually. Have I not drunk enough today? The fuck is wrong with me? Okay. Also, first run of the day, and it's their first world record. Or their first world record, and it's world record. That's actually insane. The only time I can think of that happened for me is when... I feel like you were here for this, Will, but it was in lockdown, so I don't know if you remember it necessarily, but I literally started with my first run of the day on stream, and it was just straight up a PB fail. It was another one 18.4. Literally straight in. I'm pretty sure I have it highlighted as well. Like, you have me going out of like a BRB screen and then straight into the attempt and then just setting the run. But I also feel like that was one of my last streams that I did. They want to do Star Fox afterwards. Well, I don't know how much of a contrast that is, but judging by the name, it sounds like one. Not sure if you really care about this, but I'm thinking of getting into music remixing and whatnot. That's cool. Ooh, pardon me. I can't really say too much about remixing. I've only done a few little projects here and there, and they're all quite obscure. Like, I made a very rough remix of where I put the vocal track for Levitating by Dua Lipa over a song called Gravity with a couple of other like little bits of vocal here and there, and then I filled in on some guitar stuff. And it actually kind of jammed. Like, I listen to it myself every now and then. I also remix. It seems to have a habit of doing it to Dua Lipa for some reason. I think it's just because her songs kind of just... I can just hear them, and I can just hear that they work over so many things. And so I'm just like, sure, why don't I just remix it over this? But there was a point in time in 2022 where I was just doing it a lot, and I would just randomly put, like, vocal tracks of songs over the instrumentals of other things. I think the interesting one actually is I don't remember the song I mixed it with, but it was Clint Eastwood by the Gorillaz. It's kind of funny because I now met Clint Eastwood's granddaughter, so that's cool. There's a few things. One song is called No Moo Good Kid, and I really like it and may try doing a vocal cover. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, Robin would be much better to talk to about that than me. I mean, to be perfectly honest, Robin would be much better to talk to about just music stuff in general. Considering that I've kind of been really burnt out with it for ages. So I can't really provide much feedback on how to do things and whatnot. Okay. No. No. Another is a remix of Dance of the Block, which is a remix a Minecraft Xbox song, which was also part of Steve's Smash Music arrangement, but that's fair. Interesting. I think actually that's probably the last time I recorded Smash, is when Steve was announced. Like, I honestly don't think I've done another upload with Smash Ultimate in since that video. I could be wrong though. But that is the thing as well, is that like Smash Ultimate is a lot more balanced than Wii U. Like, it just kind of takes... That was already, in comparison to the previous Smashes, already like quite a solid Smash. And then Ultimate just kind of just outdone that in ways that that was just beyond that. And yeah, I never really played it that much or like explored the game that much, and I think mainly because like I did definitely play it. I played it a decent chunk because Josh still played it, but it's like I think the reason why I played as much Smash Wii U as I did is because I used to meet up with my cousin Josh, and I think at some point as well Sammy and Robin even accompanied a couple of times too. Like, we'd meet up and just hang out and we'll just all play that game together. And I still did that with Smash Ultimate, but I just never did it nearly as much. And so I just haven't really been like around in that game that much at all. As a matter of fact, my copy of Smash Ultimate is with my cousin Sammy, because they lost their copy and I gave them mine because I wasn't using it anytime soon. Yeah, I think we did play Smash, probably last December, actually. It was probably the last time I actually played it. We got the Switch set up at my grandma's house and just played it for a bit. It would be nice to do that again, but... I love that that hairpin was kind of shit. And I just decided to time the... I just managed to time the shroom in such a way that it just caught me right back up. No Star Fox streamer goes sleep. Sad. Yeah. Checks featured clips. Gary is mad. That rhymed. And I read it backwards and it still worked. And Will got ads. Or'll be these teeth. Okay, back. Is it me? Is it me, or is Twitch ads becoming more frequent? I think ads, just generally speaking, are becoming more frequent. Have you seen how fucking obnoxious YouTube ads are now? Like, they already forced a change on it where, like, an ad has to roll after the end of a video. So it's like things like watching ASMR on YouTube are completely fucked now. Because ads, for some reason, need to be just obnoxiously louder than the source that they are on as well. So, like, if you actually fall asleep watching an ASMR video and the fucking ad comes on... And I've been completely fucked over in my sleep like that as well. Like, I have genuinely struggled to get to sleep, and I watch a video that finally kind of cradles me to sleep, and then it's just like, YouTube is a way that that helps people connect to each other. And I don't know why I clicked the pause there, by the way. I did that by mistake. And I'm just like, fuck. And it's genuinely ruined sleep because of that. And I think I know what. I think they literally just want to try and force their premium service on people. So they're just trying to be like, well, here's more obnoxious shit to kind of irritate you. They also put a ban on ad blockers. So that's probably why ads are like... I guess that's also another thing. Maybe that's why ads are becoming more frequent. Like, they're like... You know when in school you'd have like someone in the class just mess around, and then for whatever fucking reason the teacher just decides, right, the whole class is in detention now because that, for these few people that were fucking around, and I didn't initially know who it was for ages, whole class gets detention. Like, what the fuck is the point? It's kind of like, it almost is like some people out there are just using ad blockers and like, right, everyone else gets punished now, fuck you guys. And I'm just like, they're just giving it more of a reason for it to happen, really. And it's annoying because even like YouTube is at this point in time, because I don't stream frequently enough on Twitch to make any remote form of living. Like the most money that I've got recently is just the one subscription that had been going for the past 4 months that is now gone. So YouTube currently, aside from editing for Emma, is my only source of income. And that does come from ads, and that does... And so I feel like I should be defending it because it is what I have, but I know as well it's so obnoxious. It's just so obnoxious that what they've done that I can't. Anyway, I don't know. It's just not. It's not just Twitch. YouTube is vastly worse. But what my initial point was is that if you use YouTube on TV, which is what me and Robin tend to do to watch videos together, they can do like minute ad breaks now that you can't even skip. It's actually kind of fucking ridiculous. Anyway. Can he be like Gary Who? Yeah. Can't say much since I have DuckDuckGo. I mean, that's a browser, isn't it? Like an alternative browser thing, which gets rid of target ads. That's cool. So you just get like generic shit. wake me up when you have to watch ads to start using your browser, or heck, even just booting up your PC. I mean, that's also something that's happened, like, on the newer things like Windows 7 or something. I'm pretty sure Lewis knows more about this than me, because I was originally talking about this, but apparently, like, it was found within the code of some more recent Windows updates that Windows is taking screenshots of what's going on your screen and, like, sending it back to some sort of mainframe in the more recent, like, updates for their operating systems. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's like such a violation of privacy. Because if you use something like an email address or a credit card, you know, they can sell that data. Big corporations like Google already do that shit. That's why you get scam calls and stuff like that. It's just ridiculous. My shroom exits have been fucking terrible. Or like this whole section in general has just been really bad recently. Yes, I get a lot of Grammarly ads, even though I have it installed. Have to watch ads before the lift can go up or down, yeah. I mean, I feel like in futuristic films as well, they've showcased how, like, people have, like, implant things in their brain that sort of connects them to the internet. Or some shit. And just, like, while they're walking around just in the day or something, they just see an ad. Something gets shown to them. And I do feel like that's just... that's gonna happen at some point. I refuse to have that happen, though. Like, if that's the future you need to live to get around in the day by day, then I refuse to live in that society. And I'm talking about, like, to have, like, some sort of, like, brain implant or something to be connected online or something. Because I feel like having a smartphone and having so many services already switch over to be relied upon on that is already connecting people to the internet, to online, more than they need to. Like, I didn't have a smartphone up until 2021, and the amount of time that I feel like I am sort of connected and drawn to my phone specifically, by comparison to then, is ridiculous. Like, a few years ago, it was I wouldn't even bring my tablet to work with me. I only started bringing my tablet, like, that was my smart device that I was connected to the world with. And I was only actually bring my tablet with me to work when I started working on the album project, and I had, like, messages from Emma and emails to reply to, and that was, like, my only form of doing so. So now my tablet always comes with me to work. But now, the thing with that as well is that, you know, my tablet isn't really a big device. It's small enough to just stay in my bag and just kind of only come out at break times and things. But the thing is, with a phone, by comparison, that can be in my pocket, so it can be with me all the time. And I did notice that, and I do try and, like, when I'm trying to do work and do other things, I keep it in the kitchen and only check it at breaks and lunch times. But then recently I've had to just be constantly using it because I've been using it to get a hold of footage and organize stuff for the editing that I'm doing, which I'm also doing at my volunteering at break times. It's just ridiculous. Constantly connected. You know, while I'm out on walks and stuff, I try and not connect to mobile data as much as possible so that I'm just not online and I actually get some of that break. That's so difficult to do. Because it's so easy to do. It's so easy to just take it out of your pocket and, like, look. You know? Oh. But yeah, there we go. I don't know how I got onto this conversation. I'm just venting about this randomly. Well, I've basically not had a session this evening, let's put it that way. I've just been rambling about random stuff. Yeah. On my Switch I have some me I got from Super Mario Maker, is that? Reggie, my brother, my sister, and Get Petered. On my Switch's me list. It's good to vent. I mean, to be fair, I think because this is really my biggest form of socialization. Or socializing. I don't know if socialization's a word, actually. Or at least not in the correct word to use in the context I need it for. But I think because this is kind of basically my only form of socializing now, and like a lot of my time is just taken up editing, it's very... I think this is just like me kind of wanting to be chatty and just wanting to interact with people. Primarily. And then it's MC3 second. Which is fine. I think that's really what it should be. It would be cool if I PB. And this driving is good enough for one. Except for the end there. But even then it's still like... Well, now I decided to turn in my wheelie and like lose a lot of my speed. But like... This could still work. Oh, for fuck's sake. Okay. Unless I get like a sub lap 3, this is not going to be anything special. That's like a 0.2 as well. Barely. I didn't let go for the B button for the first 2 mini turbo releases. It fucked with my timing. Even world records have mistakes in them unless it's a super perfect world record. Well, have you seen the world record on this track though, Vanna? It's really strong. I mean, it is not perfect, and I'm sure I could, if I sit down, I'd be able to point out the errors. But it's never going to be something I'm going to be able to replicate, that's for sure. Not that it's ever something I'm going to intend to even try and do. I love the fact that that's actually like the same lap that I had last time. No, and I don't intend to. I don't intend on watching the world records of any track. Well, I'm going to play it now. I guess I can't technically force you to watch it, so you can look away if you want to, but I'm going to watch it anyways on stream, so you get to see it. Should we compare it with my PB? Let's see. Just have it decimate me on stream. Why not? I'm like literally here for the first 2 turns at most. And then I'm off. You never see me again. Oh, I'm still here. Still hanging in there. Now I'm gonna go. Look how tight that shroom is. I'm never gonna get anything that early. Why must I watch World Record Handy? Because that's what I told you to do. That! I can never do that. I can never do that accurately. And then here's the shroom. He's drifting slightly earlier than I would. I think I'm just timing that a bit late. And he's drifting that earlier than I would as well. But yeah, that is just too accurate of a stick placement for me to replicate accurately. I mean, that as well. Look how fucking tight that is. Oh, I got a raid. Thank you. Is that Yoltsiana? Thank you for the raid of 3. I'll admit, I've not seen that name before. So that's someone that's new to me, but I presume you were playing Mario Kart Wii as well. I'm not actually going to be live for too much longer. I think I'll give it like 10 more minutes. Just to make use of the raid, but I will probably be raiding out myself soon, so. But I hope stream as well. Hope all is good. Thank you for choosing to send everybody my way. I guess for anyone who doesn't know me, hello, my name is Handy, also known as Sean. I primarily time trial this track these days because I don't have any other time or motivation to do much else, but yeah. Currently just going to try and improve my PB, which sits at a 118.366. And it will be 4 years old. Going into, I'd say around 7 my time. 7 o'clock my time on the 31st, which is, it is now the 31st of October. I'm not adding 10 minutes per raid, no. Because you know what? People will raid without having, like, any viewers. Ugh. Yeah, I haven't actually got any runs tonight, have I? I got a couple of 0.1 lap ones, but that was about it, really. Ugh. And Andy World Record 116, never. Unless I give Kart... Unless I give Kart on Retro Rewind a go, or I decide to play with Item Rain on and manage to cut off all the turn. Triple mini turbo turn, just cut across there. Then that's it, really. That's all I can think of doing. Never happening. Damn it. I love the fact that I ate a ton of dirt there. But this could still 0.0 if I play my cards right, and I didn't. I decided to hit a pipe instead. Ow. It's annoying I'm starting to fucking drive somewhat well now. I think it's because I'm less chatty. I'm sort of focusing a little bit more on the driving. I'm just trying to get maybe a run. Just an attempt. But, I don't know. I don't think I'm in really a position to finish anything again. That's fine. You just have days like that though, but... I've had a bit too much of days like that now at this point. When I set the 366, I did not think it was going to sit for 4 years. And that is mostly because life's been getting in the way. Like, I haven't been obsessively playing the track for 4 years, trying to beat it and just not getting anywhere. But I have had decent grind sessions on here where it has remained undefeated. That's a 0.1 at least. Oh my god, why? Okay. I shouldn't have done that. This is such a weak lap. This is going to be weaker than my lap 1 was. Definitely. No. Well, at least I got a 0.1 lap 1 after the raid. That's kind of nice, I guess. My hands are starting to hurt, so I won't continue for too much longer. Go to 10 past, which is like a minute and a half away. So if I was to get on a run, it'll have to be now. Switch to cooking stream mode. I'm not in downstairs. The last time I did a cooking stream, literally one person was there. It might have been you, Will, actually. I can't remember if it was you or Lewis, but there was just one time I did a cooking stream with Robin. And just no one watched it. I do remember, like, a lot of the cooking streams are just, like, highly governed for. But just the last one that I did, just no one really came to it from what I remember. And it was really annoying as well because all I did was cook blackberries. I mean, Robin made cookies. I made blackberries. Blackberry jam. And I caramelized the jam. Cook in your room. No, I don't have. I also don't have, first of all, a clean room, really, for anywhere with space for cooking in. And I also don't have a camera to capture it with. Emma's got my camera at the moment. Oh boy, that's okay. Hello. I think you were at Jacob's stream the other day. Okay, one more that one. Never mind. I don't know why. I need to stop. Really. There we go. Yeah. Still a 2-7? Yeah. Yeah, bye-bye. I couldn't let go of the button. No, there's no point in ads now. You can snooze. GG, I guess, except not really a GG. I don't actually think I got anything today. Alright. I think I'm just going to raid out to Leanne tonight. Just kind of saves time. I'm already at her stream anyway, so that makes sense. So thank you everybody for watching. Thank you to, I think it was Yaltz, was it? Yaltz. Pretty sure, I'm hoping I'm saying that correctly. Thank you again for the raid. I don't know when I'm next going to be live, but if you want to see me stream kind of mediocrely on this track, then I guess follow if you want to, or not. I didn't really lay down a good display of what I'm capable of on this track this evening, so I apologize for that. But yes, so I don't know when I'm next going to be live again though. I never do. There's no schedule or anything like that. It's just always played by ear. I've got editing to do tomorrow, so I doubt it's going to be tomorrow. I might do so on Bradley's birthday. We will find out anyway. But yeah, I will raid Leanne. I believe she's currently doing some Halloween preparation, so if you're interested in that sort of thing, then feel free to follow her and wish her the best of luck. It would be very nice. I'll be very happy if you did that. But otherwise, thank you everybody for watching. I hope you have a good rest of your night. Do not fucking say Merry Christmas or I will un-VIP you, Will. I swear to God. Yeah, I will take it easy. I hope you have a good rest of your night, and I will see you again when I next do so.